All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into one of the oldest debates in tech. Should you build your own PC or just go ahead and buy one pre-built? For years, the answer to that question was pretty simple, but believe me, the market has completely changed. Let's find out why.
For decades, there's been this unwritten rule, almost a rite of passage, that if you're a serious PC gamer or a real enthusiast, you have to build your own machine. It was kind of seen as the only way to get the best performance, the best value, and a setup that was truly personal. But is that still true today?
In today's market, the decision to buy a pre-built PC has totally shifted. It's really no longer about taking the easy way out. For a whole lot of people, it's actually the smartest choice. Let's break down why.
First up, let's tackle the biggest and, frankly, the oldest argument in the book, this idea that building your own PC is always, without a doubt, the cheaper option.
The traditional thinking was super simple, right? You buy the parts one by one, you cut out the middleman who assembles it, and bam, you save a ton of cash. And look, for a very long time, that was absolutely correct. But there's one major factor that has completely blown up that equation.
And that game-changing factor? It's price scalping. We've all seen this happen. A new graphics card launches, it sells out in seconds, and then it magically reappears on resale sites for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars more. For the person trying to build their own PC, this has become a massive, massive roadblock.
Just take a look at these numbers. A brand new GPU might launch with a suggested retail price of, say, $1,200, but good luck actually finding it for that price. Out on the open market, scalpers can easily push that price up to $1,800 or even more. We saw this with the RTX 40 series, and honestly, it's a pattern that just keeps on repeating.
Now, this is where the pre-built companies have a huge advantage. Big system builders like Dell or Lenovo, they aren't out there fighting with you on Newegg. They buy their components by the thousand, directly from the manufacturers. This means they're getting them at or very close to the actual retail price. So what does that mean for you? Well, it often means they can sell you a complete, fully assembled PC for less than it would cost you to just buy the scalped parts on your own. Kind of crazy, right?
All right, next up, let's talk about something that's just as valuable as money, your time. We're calling this the convenience equation.
Building a PC is not just a simple plug-and-play activity. First, you have to research all the parts to make sure they're compatible, then you have to hunt for them, hoping they're in stock, then comes the actual assembly, which can be pretty nerve-wracking, let's be real. After that, you're installing software, and then you're troubleshooting the inevitable little issues that pop up. For an expert, that's a whole day's work. For a beginner, you could be looking at an entire weekend, maybe even longer.
Now, compare that with the pre-built experience. You take it out of the box, you plug it in, and you are ready to go. The value of that simplicity, that immediate let's play feeling it's enormous.
And the work doesn't just stop after you finish the build. What happens when something goes wrong a year later? If your PC starts crashing, is it the RAM, the motherboard, maybe the power supply? Suddenly, you're the detective, and you have to deal with separate warranties from like a half dozen different companies. It can turn into a massive headache, fast.
With a pre-built, on the other hand, if anything at all goes wrong, you have one phone number to call, one support site to visit. The entire machine is covered under one single warranty. That peace of mind is a huge benefit that honestly often gets overlooked in this whole build versus buy debate.
Okay. But what about personality? What about making the PC yours? Let's talk about that third big myth. The idea that buying a pre-built means you're stuck with some boring generic box.
Now, this might be a bit of a hot take, but the unique flair of a custom build is kind of faded as the whole industry is streamlined. Think about it. So many builds now follow the exact same trends. A big 360mm liquid cooler, a case stuffed with RGB fans, and that super popular fish tank design. They look awesome, don't get me wrong, but it's gotten a lot harder to build something that feels truly uniquely different.
This table really captures the evolution perfectly. The old stereotype of a pre-built was, a beige box with a rat's nest of cables and cheap, vaguely named parts inside. But just look at the now column. Reputable builders today are offering these incredibly sleek, unique designs, professional-level cable management, cool integrated lighting, and they're totally transparent about the high-quality parts they're using. The market is just completely different.
In fact, the customization options you get now are immense. You can pick from a huge variety of cases, you can choose specific components like the CPU cooler or the brand of RAM, you can even get themed builds, all while getting the benefit of a professional assembly and that single warranty. You're really not sacrificing personalization nearly as much as you used to.
So where does all this leave us?
Let's pull all these points together and give a final verdict on what it means to get a new PC in this modern era.
Building your own PC still has one undeniable advantage. You get absolute, total control over every single tiny component. If that's your number one priority, hey, it's still a great way to go. But look at the column on the right. The list for pre-builts is now packed with really compelling, practical advantages. You've got potential cost savings in this crazy scalped market, massive convenience, and a simple unified warranty. Ultimately, this whole debate is no longer about being a real enthusiast versus a casual user. It's about looking at the current market realistically and deciding what you truly value most. And for a growing number of people, the convenience, the potential savings, and the peace of mind you get from a pre-built PC just makes it an undeniably smart choice.
And that really leaves us with one last question for you to think about. For your next PC, what do you value most? Do you cherish the process, the hands-on journey of putting something together from scratch? Or is your main goal to just get to the destination, playing the latest games, running demanding software as quickly, as affordably, and as hassle-free as possible? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.